Alrighty. Welcome everyone to this week's SIG Node CI meeting. This is May 22nd. Let's begin the meeting. I'm going to share my screen. Cool. So to start off, we can start. There was one. This was a follow-up item. It was in the agenda, I think. Did we want to talk about the circuit? Do you want to talk about this later?
Yeah, I put it in the agenda. Somebody pinged me and I didn't have time to look at it. But then later on the sidecar working group meeting, we discussed this and I connected the dots in my head. So this is the same. So something was broken because of, like we have a flake because of some changes we did for sidecar to improve sidecar test coverage. So now we, like Matthias promised to send a fix. Yeah, I just wanted to close the loop on this.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you. If no one else had any agenda items, then we can get over to let's look at the test grid. Not looking so hot. Let's see. There was a cryo issue that happened, or I think it was on, yeah, the Seegers v1 nodes. That is still a problem. I did open a PR. It must have not merged yet, but anyway. So I do have a fix for this if someone wants to look at it. Oh yeah, we just don't have the approval yet, but I'll put this in the agenda. And that should hopefully fix these lanes. It's just we merged a change for adding swap tests, but the swap tests explicitly fail on V1. So they probably shouldn't run on conformance. Okay. Same thing here. So actually, maybe we should wait on the approval here because Itamar mentioned that we should explicitly fail on the serial tests, or not skip this rather on the serial test, but this would continue to fail there. So maybe I'll extend that and put a note. I had a feeling that there would be other lanes that would fail. I don't think we should be failing on an expected sort of misconfiguration. So I'll follow up with that actually, and then maybe poke someone to approve it.
And we can also change the test definition, right, to exclude those explicitly.
Yeah, and that's something that I thought about for the conformance tests also. I go back and forth on it because, you know, someone who's just running the serial test or the conformance tests on their node might not necessarily skip the right tests. And I don't think that they should have these sort of failures that are like, these are expected failures. They're just not supposed to work on Seegers v1. So I feel like the test itself should probably skip, but I'm open to whatever.
Yeah, just like it's easy to check which C group is being used. So some tests requires like runtime handler to be installed, and it's not easy to check whether the runtime handler is installed or not.
Totally, yeah. And because the check is so easy, you might as well just do it and then skip instead of, you know, require people have domain knowledge about which tests to run or not. Cool, so we have that one handled. I'm presuming that all the rest of these failures, yep, that's going to be the same. This is going to be the same. Oh, actually, that's different. Do we know about this one? I feel like, oh, this one actually we do know. I thought Sasha submitted a fix for this. It's an issue. Yeah, this is supposed to have been fixed. But we didn't maybe bump the cryo version. So I think we might need to do that. for this test. You can check the test infra. Yes, so we need to bump the crowd version again. So I can take an action item to do that afterward. Okay, cool. That one, so that is these. This one will be fixed by the other one. Community tests failing. Yep, CBC1. This has a bunch of failures. Do we know about this?
No, but yesterday I approved some PR that changes the configuration of containerd, like presumably fixes something.
Cool. Well, we might. Yeah, hard to tell.
Is it like
This one is
red all the way down, or?
No.
Oh, okay. So it's
just some new failures. And like some of them are swap ones, so that's expected, but none of these device plugin ones I would expect. I presume these are similar. Yeah, so something's up with the, well, these ones are the same. That's swap ones, these are the swap ones.
Can you look at non-EKS variants?
Yeah, well, it looks like, are all the ones that aren't labeled EKS, non-EKS? So if we look at the corresponding CI SIG V1, like for instance, this one is EC2, but you know, and it has these expected. Oh, actually, I wouldn't expect these because these are SIG V2 tests. So we actually might need to open a separate bug for this. Is this showing what you were looking for, Sergey?
No, I was curious. Neither EC2 or EKS. Oh, but I mean, it shows that EKS specifically has problems, right? So start getting problems.
Yeah, because like this, well, this one is an EKS EC2 run. I'm actually not familiar what the difference is between the two, but it looks like just the SIG V1 are failing all over the place. So yeah, it looks like just these four. Oh no, this one's not. So it would be the serial and EDUI node and EDUI node. Oh no, that's the swap. There's like, all right, so it's just these two. So just the serial tests on EKS seem to be failing on SIG V1 specifically. Whereas this probably runs many fewer. Yeah, so. So maybe we should open an issue for these failures. Sergey, do you want to sort of track the changes there for these ones? Or find someone else to do it?
Anish, can you help with this? I can hear you. I see you unmuted yourself.
Yeah, I can also not hear.
Okay, let me follow up with Anish.
Ah, cool. Use
Oh, he said
message
he
chat.
can do
You
it.
could do it. Cool. Thank you. Already continuing down the line. Swap. This is something else, but this is not brand new, is it? No, this has kind of been happening for a while, actually. Compressor. Pressure changes. Oh, potentially. No, not this one. That's okay. So that one might be also different. Swap ones. This is the one that's fixed. Newer cryo. Same here. And same here. These eviction, which I'm pretty sure these eviction tests have just been, yeah, have been flaky for a while. I'm not sure if we have a for these.
Yeah, bit pressure was flaking for a long time.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I'll search for an existing issue. But, yeah. Okay. And that we fix. Okay, so we have a couple of fixes that we need to sort of push through the pipeline. But other than like the 3 or 4 glaring issues, everything looks okay. That's that. Oh, I'm putting this in the wrong one. Not there. Okay, so next up we can look at the board, multiple boards. So triage some test failures, or PRs. Is old. Like, well, it's kind of hard to see. So it did flake once semi-recently. So this one is still, looks like it's flaking. Okay. I don't think we have anyone assigned to this. Does anyone here want to look at this?
Peter, you can assign it to me.
Cool.
You can assign it to me too, Peter. Thanks.
Thank you both. Okay. Enable CRI sandboxes.
You can assign it to me. I will
we-
take a look.
Yeah. We'll do that. Cool. an invented plague. Test change. Images also, I think.
This PR was
Um,
failing. This PR was failing the CI jobs, if I remember correctly.
Okay. Should we toss another okay to test here to see if an update fixed it? Because I think, I don't even know if
Do you see a
this
copy
PR ever
to
actually.
Paco here? Unless this person has raised another PR, there was similar PR.
So this one doesn't have that. Are you maybe thinking about, oh, this is the issue. Yes, the
Yeah,
Paco.
CC Paco. Yeah, that's. Oh, so Paco asked him to consolidate his PR and okay, I didn't know this.
Yes. Okay, so that's probably this. So I'll okay to test it. And we can see if this fixes it. The CI issues from the other one. You want to take a look at this one?
Sure.
Thank you. Yes. Okay. This is kind of more of a less of a CI board and more of a SIG node. So we'll get to that in a little bit, I think. The triage things. Doop niche reviewer. Okay. Let's look at next one. In the apps, common node. Do we want to continue to have this hold? Doesn't look like they were these tests were re-added anywhere. Maybe we'll put it to waiting on author. Start delay to post start hook. This is probably not a test. I guess there's a test change. I can take a look at this one.
It feels like a feature, right?
It's kind of, is it a feature? It looks like it's a change to the test.
Oh, okay. It's just a test. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm guessing it's just to fix a flake, like there's some timing issue or something like that. But it also looks like Ed is looking at it. I'm not sure if Ed is here, but.
Yeah, I'm here. It looks
Oh, cool.
like a workaround to me in a way, but if you look, that would help as well.
Mm-hmm. Cool. All right. Well, we can. Do you think that would you prefer we find a different approach, or do you think that it's worth moving forward on this one?
Yeah, I think it should be done differently, but it's just my opinion.
Mhm. I can take a look and see.
Mhm. Yes.
Also. And yeah, we'll see. I'll chime in if well, either way. Okay. Windows. Do we triage Windows issues? Or do we just delegate that?
Only when mostly node related, because we can approve it for node.
Yeah, so it looks like, okay, so this is just extending it to Windows. So I presume if it's passing, then it's good. Did you want this NIT to be addressed before we sort of tag it? Or do you block on this?
Yeah, I would prefer it to be, but it's neat, so up to you guys. If you want, you can OGTM it. Was just thinking that it's quite easy to change those duplicate things.
Let's put it in waiting on author and see what the author says about it. Oh wait. This was whipped, so I'll probably just put this in. I'm gonna guess it's not. It's mostly other stuff. Okay, a couple more. This one I'm looking at, so we can. This I'm gonna guess is not just us. Yeah, it's a pretty big one. Do we even, what paths does it touch? I think we can take this off our board. I don't think. And this one, that's a new one that we didn't see.
Yeah, I think Ben is looking into that.
Cool.
Claire will discuss with Ben.
Thank you. All right, that is the untriaged pieces. Did we want to do anything else with this board, or should we move to bug triage? Alrighty. Employee CPA does not meet the requirement of QoS class equal to guaranteed after shrinking the memory. Ah, interesting. Yeah, that's a good point. I wonder, oh, well, it's not reproduced. Okay, that's it. That's an interesting note. I'm not sure. It looks like someone is looking at it, but it has not been reproduced yet. So we can say, we'll see, needs information for now, until the person sort of responds with the patch command.
I can check also if
Q-
you like.
oh.
Sotiris, I can take a look on this.
Yes. I don't have it.
SXL.
What's your good?
Echo Sierra ES.
Yes.
And-
Yeah.
No. Echo Sierra Oscar Tango Alpha Lima without the S in the beginning. You have an extra S in the beginning. That's.
I'm sorry. Can you type it in the chat, and I will hopefully remember.
Yeah,
it.
okay, yeah,
I'm
sure, yeah.
having trouble processing. Thank you. Aha. Thank you. Okay. It always get the latest secret config map first in pod add event. Looks like two different parts of the kubelet are racing against each other. Interesting. Does anyone want to look at this or try to reproduce this?
Yeah, Peter, you can assign it to me. I'm looking at a similar bug where the user creates the service account and sometimes they don't end up with the latest secrets. They sound similar.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Nice. Thank you.
Do you think it's a regression or it's a new problem?
No, it has been reported like at least 3-4 earlier releases. So it's just
Okay.
yeah.
So maybe we can state priority backlog.
Yeah. Did I comment? Did I find more of you? I did. But in that case, do we triage accept it, or should we wait until partial reproduces? Or
Let me reproduce it.
okay. Pod phase transition is slower when invented flag is enabled. Is this?
I think it's the same person who is sending PRs for the other PR that we talked about.
Yeah, I'm wondering if this is the one we just did. Yeah. Cool. So this is the group can consider this triaged. I got some folks looking at it. So. Qubit memory leak when a plugin is registered twice. One of the plugin device manager plugin is registered.
I thought it's already been reported before. So if two device plugins control the same resource name,
Looks like Francesco's already looking at it.
just move to triaged. Yeah.
Yeah. Monday. Okay. Qubit panic if configure. Oh, we're looking at this. I think Sohan is looking at this. So I'm going to triage this. There's another issue there. So Yeah, so for the second case, he's looking at this. All right. Next round. Did we not triage this? Were we supposed to triage this? No, we're gonna wait. This one's old. I believe we probably talked about this.
No, but I think a new PR has been added for a new finding in the end. Yeah. Sorry, issue. Yeah.
Yeah, so
right.
original bug was that if there is a pod that was deleted while it's still downloading the image, then it will not cancel the downloading the image. And another issue
Right.
that was reported lately is if somebody tries to delete pod while downloading the image, then pod will not be actually deleted. It's like somehow Kubernetes doesn't delete, like while it's in this limbo state of downloading the image, it doesn't delete the pod. So I think
Gotcha.
I told Michael that first issue with canceling download is different because we may want to address the second one when we delete, like we allow to delete pod during download, but not necessarily we will implement cancellation of download. So it's a separate kind of issue.
Right.
Because we don't have a way to cancel download right now.
Right. Do you know if there's a way, do you know if in this situation the kubelet eventually deletes the pod, or it just allows the runtime to make it and then?
So what Michael said that it does not actually delete the pod.
Okay.
The pod is entering running state and then completing state, so it's actually running.
Yeah.
Which seems to be a critical bug.
I definitely accept that. We have a couple of people who are looking at it, so I think we're okay for now, but we'll see if hopefully some folks look at it. Cool. Does this, and then with this one, do we want to triage this, or do we want to consider this to be a feature?
I would say it's a feature, it wasn't a bug, to be able to cancel downloads.
Right.
But another one is definitely a bug.
Yeah.
Can you remove kind bug as well?
Yes.
Otherwise, it will have two kinds. Our robot is not that smart.
Yeah. Oh. We haven't even labeled it. Cool.
And we need to define a priority on next one, like which Michael reported. Because, it's not a regression as far as I can say, but at the same time, it's very critical. I feel it's critical enough to be considered to be fixed sooner. So maybe a long term is better fit for this rather than backlog, or maybe even short term.
Okay. Yeah, I'll put that. Maybe like a
I'm looking
priority
for
importance
opinions here,
sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think, yeah, if the pod does never get deleted, like that would be a problem, especially if in the API server it's not thinking about it, so it gets leaked. That would be like probably the worst case. So yeah, I think we need to know like exactly what the sort of, because it says the phase is set to succeed. Does that mean the API server still keeps it around?
Sergey, why do you think this is a high priority bug?
Yeah, I feel that it's critical enough to look at it sooner than backlog.
Okay. Well, I'm
But
just
I don't
thinking in my
know.
mind whether should we even support this kind of like should we allow interruptions like this? So if you or whether we take a stand where it has to go through those transitions if you provision the pod, that makes it simpler to model. Interruptions are difficult to handle.
Yeah, I guess
Do we want to support this at all? Is what I'm saying.
would it be on the kubelet to be able to say, no, you cannot delete this though? Like if a client sends a request to the API server and the API server is like, sure, I'll do that, then like that has to go through. So it would end up being probably a larger change to have the API server wait on the successful creation of the object before actually considering it eligible for deletion.
Okay.
Also
Yeah,
have-
decline to delete is also a feature, right?
Sorry, I stepped on
Yeah.
you. I was just gonna say that storage would have a difficulty tearing down whatever they're setting up to during the life cycle of the pod. And so we might not want to support this.
I think it's important to sort of set a distinction between might not want to, like, I think we currently technically do support this. Like there's no sort of API gates that say like you cannot delete anything while it's in the midst of being created. So whether or not like we philosophically think we should or should not support it, I think it's technically supported right now. And so we need to sort of either make a stronger, take a stronger opinionated stance programmatically, or like fix the sort of weird cases in between, you know?
Right, but the claim here is that the pod deleted during image pool still starts. That's sort of what is in line with what should happen, correct? The pod comes in, starts, and then when the API gets it deleted, it still starts, but then it gets torn down.
I think that's the open question though, is does the pod eventually get torn down? And how long does that take? Because I think that there exists a version of this bug, and I don't know if that is what's being reported, where the kubelet gets a request to delete the pod. One thread of the kubelet says, okay, I'm going to delete it, and like fails to do that because it's still in the midst of being created. And another part of the kubelet's like, okay, I'm going to continue to create this pod. If the kubelet or Kube API server lose track of the pod, but the pod still gets created, that is where we would get into trouble. So I think we need to clarify whether the pod eventually gets created, like the kubelet reconciles, or if it just kind of gets stuck.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It does
If it does
created,
eventually
right?
reconcile.
It says
Sorry?
pod is running, so I think it gets created and runs. Yeah.
Right, and so it's not clear like if that ever gets fixed, because if the intent of the user is to delete it and the pod is left running, then it could be lost, it could be leaked, it could be like we could get into some wonky situation. So I think ultimately we have to figure out if this pod does eventually get deleted. If it does, I don't think that we can really do much about it without a cancelable image pull, and like a more robust cancellation policy throughout. But if it is not getting deleted, then there's some sort of like, miscommunication happening from within the kubelet. Like the pod worker is not taking the right action or something like that.
An aspect of it of canceling something that's taking too long, I think it's another aspect that deserves its own cap. So ideally in this bug, we need to understand that everything is in consistent state, and we know what's happening. And we will,
Right.
if you want to have a feature that cancels a pod image download, then it should be separate, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree. I think that there's like two sort of pieces of this. There's the one piece, which is that like the pod creation does eventually finish. That's fine. ultimately. But the question is whether the pod is accurately deleted after that, or if it's left running. And that's, I think, what we need to figure out. Okay. Cool. So we can leave this. We've triaged it. We said it's important. It's possible we might switch this to be a feature then if it is, if the pod is eventually deleted. Cool. Array stuff.
That looks kind of strange to me because we are using this like in the DRA tests, but I will look at it and will triage if I can reproduce it. Or you
Cool.
can triage.
Thank you.
Hmm?
No, you got it. Thank you.
Yep.
Non-existing localhost profile seccomp is not applied on Kubernetes node. Okay, create a custom seccomp profile on a pod. I wonder if they used annotations or if they used that. I'm trying to make incorrectly starts the pod with no mention of the. Okay. Yeah, that's weird. Wonder what CRI they mentioned, what CRI they're using. Oh. Okay, so this sounds like it might be an issue with CRI Docker D.
Yeah.
The age-old question. We can close this. Is that too aggressive?
Just say please reopen if it's not real. If you believe it's not relevant
Yeah.
to CRI. Yeah. Then it's less aggressive.
The classic, dampening of that. That's a quick close.
I mean, we need to be efficient.
Yeah, and we'll definitely just forget about it. I know I will. Cool. Okay. Got like 10 minutes or so left to keep going. Eviction message to account for the sidecar containers. You opened this. Okay.
Yep, I was looking at a bunch of container status messages. So what happened is we had a panic in printing of container status. Some controller faked container status for the pod, and it was reporting the status of a container that doesn't exist in pod spec. So nobody expected it, and we had a panic because of this. So this panic aside, I was looking at other usages of container status and started reporting every place where we iterate through container statuses, but probably we're just forgetting sidecars as well. And this is specifically about eviction message, and eviction is a general, like when we account for resources for eviction, we don't count sidecars. I think it's a big, I mean, it's not a huge problem, but it's like significant problem for sidecars cap. So yeah, it's already triaged, accepted, and Gunjo accepted it. Yeah.
Oh, so because we just didn't get automatically moved. All right, easy enough. Another similar, also based on sidecar, or this is different.
Yeah, this is
oh no, this
what
is,
I mentioned. Yeah, and I have a PR for that, so you can assign to me. It's mostly a documentation update. Yeah, hope it will suggest.
There we go. Status manager does not normalize ephemeral container statuses. I see. Cool. Okay, so that's pretty clear. This is a bug. All right, we have an assignee. We have, oh, okay, cool. So let's check that. Okay, we're good. On this way.
This person is really rocking it. Like it was the same person who was reporting a vented plug issue.
I know, yeah, to really, and digging right all the way in there. So that's cool to see. Crash loop with 6have. Oh, was this one you mentioned, or is this a different one? There's 128. This seems like it should be relatively straightforward to reproduce. We need
so panic.
someone
Panic processor calls another panic. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, well, if you think about it, the function did log a panic. Does anyone want to look at this?
You can assign it
how we
to
can-
me, Peter.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, I think priority important soon is suitable here. I don't know how to hit these conditions though.
Yeah, I don't know. We may need to succinct reproducer. Cool. All right, 4 minutes. All right, I think we can do it. I think we can get through them. Image GC high threshold should be lower than value using hard eviction. When disk fails, it hits the hard eviction. I expect lots of filling disks soon enough.
Oh, interesting. So if you set garbage collection threshold the same as eviction threshold, then garbage collection doesn't have time to garbage collect.
Right.
I wonder if it's our default.
We have an assignee and somebody opened an issue for it. So looks like this is on its way.
Can I assign priority backlog because it's configuration issue? So I would not categorize it as a critical problem. Yeah, one note though is if you introduce this check, then some installations may start failing on upgrade. That
Right.
might be not ideal. I don't know if you can add this
Yeah.
comment.
Yeah, we can comment on the review there. Potentially lengthy IO by kubelet during pod startup needs to be visible. Pod, which has that. Oh, we're talking about FS. Yeah, okay, of course it'll be shown. What is that cap that talks about the recursive choning? I think it's actually in there. It's kind of hard to tell what the problem is here. Like, is it a documentation issue? Are they upset that we do this choning? Oh, okay. Oh, they want an event for choning. Yeah. That's difficult because the choning happens by the runtime. I might talk with this person and see if we can or negotiate. It would be probably a feature to get like container and pod events coming up through the API, like stages. Anyway, we are at time, so we almost got through everything, and we'll have to wait till next week for the rest. But thanks everyone for joining. Talk to you later.
Bye-bye. Thank you.